Teyvat is no stranger to Outlanders. Its world is expansive and many different possibilities lie around every corner. One such example is Aloy, Horizon Zero Dawn's main character. But what if there were more? What if Genshin Impact had other collaborations like Kingdom Hearts? Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Johnity and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. Or is it a Kingdom Hearts video? Because in today's video, we're going to introduce a new series called What If? In this series, we'll be getting a little creative and talk about other collaboration possibilities for Genshin Impact. Since Kingdom Hearts' 20th anniversary is this year, and a full collection of Kingdom Hearts games is coming to the Nintendo Switch on February 10th, what better way to celebrate than to have one of Kingdom Hearts' characters join Genshin Impact? It also happens to be my favorite game of all time. That's right, the character that is joining us today is Sora, who also happens to be the main protagonist for Kingdom Hearts. Before we do jump into it, guys, if you do like the video, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. This will greatly help our channel to grow and help with the YouTube algorithm and recommend the video to other viewers. This video has taken a lot of time to research and produce, especially with all the artworks that had to be made. I'd like to give a special shout out to my artist as well, who also happens to be my sibling, for all of the amazing images. So without any further ado, sit back and enjoy while we bring the magical world of Kingdom Hearts to Genshin Impact! As you guys can figure out from the Wish animation, Sora will not be free like Aloy. He will be featured on his own event banner, Connection of Worlds and Hearts. We chose this name for his banner because if you know Sora, you'll know that he's the key to connecting everything around him. Every character also has a title or phrase located under their name. For Sora's, we decided to go with Power of Friendship. As the connector of worlds and hearts, Sora is able to easily make friends, which are also the source of his strength. For his wish art, Sora is holding his weapon, the Kingdom Key, which guided him through his journey. Behind Sora is the stained glass that appears in-game, which represents his home, the Destiny Islands, with some minor tweaks. In the original stained glass, Sora has his Kingdom Hearts 1 attire. We wanted this collab to take place after the events of Kingdom Hearts 3, so we changed it up to one of his poses in Kingdom Hearts 3 with his new outfit. We chose this pose because this render also includes his two friends, Riku and Kairi. A little teaser, but these two can make an appearance in the What If series as well. We also removed the images of his friends from the stained glass because he is joining the world of Teyvat, and other Genshin characters don't feature their friends in their wish art. Speaking of Genshin, all the characters can wield the elements with the power of their vision, so we gave Sora an animal vision. If you guys aren't aware, Sora, Riku, and Kairi's name are Japanese for sky, land, and ocean, respectively. So it was fitting for Sora to have an animal vision. Since Sora is joining Genshin, we can't forget his trusty weapon, eh? Just like how Aloy came with her bow, Predator, Sora will have his Kingdom Key. But unlike Predator, the Kingdom Key will come as an exclusive 5-star weapon. The Kingdom Key is one of many types of keyblades that exist within Kingdom Hearts, a magical weapon which casts many spells, but nonetheless, it's still a blade shaped like a key. Get it? Key? Blade? Come on! Which will serve as a sword in Genshin Impact. For level 90 Refinement 1 stats, it has 608 base attack with a secondary stat of crit rate. In Genshin, the value of the secondary stat is based off the weapon's base attack, similar to Child's weapon, Polar Star, which has a base attack of 608 and 33.1% crit rate, so the Kingdom Key will also have 33.1% crit rate. For the passive, it'll increase the wielder's normal attack damage by 12%. This will make more sense as to why normal attack damage is important to Sora's playstyle, but more on that later. In addition to normal attack damage, when the character wielding this weapon hits a target with a normal attack, it'll generate a moderate amount of particles, which will generate 10 energy for the party. This effect can only occur once every 8 seconds. Its description also reads, your very first Keyblade, which was taken directly from Kingdom Hearts 3. Because the Kingdom Key is your very first weapon, its stats are a bit weaker than other Keyblades obtained on your journey. To stay true to the game, we didn't want to make this weapon into a powerhouse like the Mistblade of a Forge, but instead a mixture of offense and supportive capabilities. Sora generally fights for his friends, and getting energy for his party is the best way to support them. This effect is similar to the Favoni's weapons because when it comes to supporting, the Favoni's weapons are a reliable way to battering your team. Now, finally is the part we've all been waiting for, Sora's playstyle! First, let's talk about his Ascension stat, which will be energy recharge. Like other characters at level 90, he will gain a total of 32% energy recharge from his Ascension. Sora's elemental burst will be key to his kit. This will become more apparent as we dive further in, but with energy recharge in the Kingdom Key, Sora will be able to maintain his burst. We're not gonna go into too much detail with base stats. That'll be something for Heyyyyy to decide if they ever contact Square Enix and come to an agreement. So let's make it happen, guys, and spread the word so we can get Sora into Genshin. Similarly, we won't be providing Sora's constellations, since constellations can make or break a character, and we want to avoid that. Though he will have constellations since he is a banner character. For the time being, we will be using Aloy's constellation, Star of Another World, as a placeholder for Sora's, but we do have his constellation drawn out, which is the pendant that Sora wears around his neck. Whenever you see this crown as well, you immediately think of Kingdom Hearts, so it's fitting for Sora to have as his constellation. Moving on to his talents, we'll start with his normal attack, which is the basic of any character. The talent's image is just like any other sword user's normal attack icon. Sora's normal attack talent, though, will be called Normal Attack Combo Attack. Every character has normal attack in the talent's name, so we will keep it the same for Sora as well. In Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora has an array of abilities which consist of actions, mobility, and support. Under support, you can find combo extenders that will add more hits, making him into a combo-oriented character, which is why we're adding combo attack as the second part of his talent's name. Combo attack will perform up to 6 consecutive hits. Without combo extenders, Sora can only perform up to 4 consecutive hits instead, which seems a little too low for a sword user. The only weapon type with that low amount of consecutive hits are catalysts. With this in consideration, we decided to activate Sora's 2 combo extenders for ground and aerial.
Nani?
Hey, Johnity, you're crazy! You can't do aerial combos in Genshin! Normally, you would be correct on normality, but not this time, because the laws of physics don't apply to Sora! In Kingdom Hearts, combat is generally pretty floaty, which helps characters in the air. When Sora attacks mid-air, he will remain in the air while performing a combo. Unless he hits a target continuously, he will drop to the ground. To match this, Sora will only be able to perform 1 aerial combo before falling to the ground. During his aerial combo, if the player touches the ground, the combo will continue based on the last hit mid-air. Similar to his base stats and constellations, we won't be going in depth with the multipliers for the sake of being overpowered or even underpowered, but his air and ground combo will have the same multiplier values. Charged attacks are generally powerful attacks in Genshin, which should be separate from Sora's normal combo. For this, we'll turn to Kingdom Hearts 3's action abilities. Again, Sora has a lot of abilities, but we're only gonna choose the strongest, biggest, hardest hitting one, which is Last Charge. Sora's normal attack will start with an overhead swing followed by a stab and a spin. It'll repeat the stab and spin because of his combo extenders before going into his finisher, slamming the ground with his Keyblade. With Last Charge equipped, it'll remove one of his combo extenders and add an even bigger ground slam at the end that erupts into a beam of light. Despite Aloy being a cryo character, she also has cases where she uses light energy, which creates her Lightfall sword. So hey, Sora's light beam is fair play. Now, even though Last Charge is considered a combo finisher, it's still an action ability that needs to be equipped, which is why we're moving it to his charged attack. Like any charged attack, it will consume stamina when used. Keqing is the only sword user who consumes 25 stamina for a charged attack, so Sora's will be similar to the majority of the other sword characters, costing 20 stamina. Because aerial combos are a unique trait to Sora's normal attacks, you might be thinking, won't this conflict with his plunging attack? Well, no, because to execute a plunge attack with other characters, you simply left-click mid-air at a certain height. With Sora, this will still be the case and not conflict with his aerial combos. Sora's aerial combos can only be performed under the plunging height, so his plunge attack will be like any other sword users. Whoa, did you guys feel that crazy gust of wind? Because now we're moving on to his elemental skill, which is called the Magic Arrow. The talent's image was inspired by its appearance in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, but apparently it was also an image from the trading card game. In Kingdom Hearts, within Sora's command menu, he has access to magic, which again is a power granted by the Keyblade. If you take a look at the list of magic spells, you'll find a list of different elements that Genshin fans might find familiar. Fire is Pyro, Water is Hydro, Cure, we don't talk about that. Blizzard is Cryo, Thunder is Electro, and Arrow is Anemo. Depending on how far you've progressed through the game, the spells will be at different levels as well. Square Enix generally likes to add random letters at the end of the spell, like an A or an AGA even, to demonstrate different levels. For example, we'll look at Fire. Fire is the base level that you start off with when you obtain the spell. As you progress through the game, Fire will evolve into Fire and then into Firaga. With the introduction of Kingdom Hearts 3, they added an even higher level above Firaga, adding in Aza to make it Firaza. It's complicated. But anyway, we couldn't give Sora all the elements and turn him into the Archon of Archons. So we gave him Arrow, because of his animal vision. As a reminder, his name does mean sky in Japanese. With Magic Arrow, there will be a press and hold activation. We wanted to honor the different levels included in the original franchise, so when you press his elemental skill, Sora will unleash Arrow, which will summon a small whirlwind that draws enemies in. The hold activation will have Sora unleash Eroga, which summons a huge whirlwind that pulls enemies. Both will have the same duration at 3 seconds, but with different cooldowns. The press will have a 6-second cooldown, while the hold will have a 10-second cooldown. A good comparison would be Kazuha's elemental skill, which will serve a similar function, but Arrow will be summoned in front of him, not under him. After Arrow or Eroga ends, it will leave behind a wind current that lasts a short period of time, lifting party members if you interact with it. This holds true in Kingdom Hearts 3 as well, because after Sora casts Arrow, it leaves behind a springboard which will launch Sora into the air upon contact. In Genshin, there are also mysterious life forms called Animal Grana, which will form a wind current once you collect 3 of them. Some animal characters have abilities to move things as well, such as the previously mentioned Kazuha and even Venti, so this does not conflict with either Kingdom Hearts or Genshin Impact. Now, using spells is only a small part of the Keyblade's power. One power that separates Sora from the rest of the Guardians of Light, which consists of his friends, are form changes. Each Keyblade has its own unique form change, but the one we'll be using is from the Kingdom Key, called Form Change Second Form, which is also the name of his elemental burst. Second Form unleashes a shockwave when cast, which will be his burst damage, and will also change Sora's outfit. With Second Form, players will be reminded of his outfit in Kingdom Hearts 2, and that's because the code scheme is, well, based off of it, but the outfit as a whole is still from Kingdom Hearts 3. However, because of its close resemblance, the talent's image was inspired by Kingdom Hearts 2's logo, which is ideal for representing Second Form as well. Sora receives changes other than his outfit though, because his combos will also be changed to be more reminiscent of Kingdom Hearts 2. In Genshin, these new combos will only count as normal attack damage. They'll have a different set of multipliers than his regular normal attacks, and will also have different animations. Additionally, normal attacks will automatically close in on targets as well. This is something that Kingdom Hearts' combat system is famous for. To help players land attacks would generally gap close towards the enemy or target.
Oh dear.
We'll also be disabling his charge and plunging attack during his burst duration. To compensate for this, we'll be giving Sora more mobility in the air to make his aerial combos shine. Similar to Xiao, who gains more heights to his jump, Sora will receive not only increased jump, but also a second jump as well. In Kingdom Hearts 3, under the mobility abilities, Sora has access to high jump. We did a couple tests, and compared to his regular jump, high jump increased it by around 33%. He also has access to double flight, which enables him to perform a second jump in the air. This jump is way higher and is approximately double the height of his high jump. Whoa, Johnity! Sorry to bother you twice in a video, by the way. But with all this extra height, won't this be dangerous for Sora if he gets knocked back and takes fall damage? Owlboy Xiao already has this problem, and he only has one jump. Well, to help mitigate this issue for Sora, we're giving him access to another one of his mobility abilities in Kingdom Hearts, Aerial Recovery. When Sora gets knocked back and ends up in the air, he'll be able to press the jump button and immediately recover. With all these extra maneuvers, Sora will feel right at home in the air, just like every game he's in, even Smash. To help him become one with the wind, Sora will gain Animal Infusion for the duration of his burst. Speaking of duration, his burst will last 8 seconds with a cooldown of 16 seconds and an energy cost of 80. We wanted Sora to become more of a burst DPS like Raiden Shogun, because when it comes to being a main DPS, Riku seems more fitting with his massive car key. I actually like that one. Though it's unofficial right now, we're hoping to bring Riku onto the series as well. Since Sora and Riku fight hand in hand, we wanted a swapping in and out playstyle to commemorate their friendship. Moving on to passive abilities, Sora's Ascension 1 passive will be called
My friends are my power.
You guys saw this coming. Sora's true strength comes from the bonds with his friends. Throughout his journey, he's made many different types, even toys and monsters! To translate this concept into Genshin, the best way we could think of is to have characters from different regions empower Sora. For every character that hails from a different region, Sora will gain 10% animal damage bonus, excluding himself. This passive will encourage players to have a diverse team. The extra animal damage will further boost his elemental powers, which is fitting to Sora. To represent friends from different regions, we added Mondstadt and Liyue's icons to the talent's image. It also has arrows pointing upwards to indicate the buff, and an avatar happily waving hello. Next on the list is his Ascension 4 passive, Combo Boost. This was taken directly from another one of Kingdom Hearts 3's abilities. Whenever Combo Boost is active on Sora, every normal attack that Sora connects will increase his next one's damage by 5%, stacking up to 6 times. Now, it's important to note that these stacks won't stay forever. These stacks will reset upon finishing or interrupting a combo. Also, even though it stacks up to 6 times for a total of 30%, if you miss a normal attack on an enemy, you will lose it on 5%. Much like the previous talent's image, this passive's image has arrows pointing upwards along with a sword to represent Sora's normal attack being buffed. Combo Boost is a great passive for Sora for both Kingdom Hearts and Genshin because it'll play to his strength with normal attacks, especially during his burst where he'll gain access to second form and all those aerial maneuvers. Now finally for utility ability. Glide. This one was easy. Don't forget, Sora's name means sky in Japanese. Much like the Animal Archon and the Gliding Champion Mondstadt, Sora will decrease gliding stamina consumption for your own party members by 20%. Since this passive does the exact same thing, its image will be the same as well. Glide is also the best ability for exploration in the vast worlds that Sora visits. Its speed is second to none and allows Sora to remain airborne, even on ground level. Now, obviously, we couldn't give this broken ability, so you'll just get 20% stamina reduction. There are a few characters with a unique sprint talent in Genshin. To be exact, there's only 2, Mona and Ayaka. Instead of dashing forward, they dive underground and cover themselves with their element. We wanted to expand on this and provide Sora with a unique sprint as well, especially since he dodge rolls all over the place in Kingdom Hearts. Instead of a regular dash, Sora will be able to dodge roll. This is one of Sora's trademarks and something he always uses in battle, so we thought it would be appropriate to bring into Genshin. Now, don't get confused. He won't be like Heyyyyy, who can just roll continuously with her elemental skill, because this is still considered a sprint and will consume stamina. For this passive's image, we wanted something to represent rolling, so it was inspired by Heyyyy's elemental skill, but with a full rotation instead. Technically, Sora's always sprinting in Kingdom Hearts, but when he dodge rolls, he gets a boost of speed after every roll, so this will be replacing the beginning boost of a sprint, or what I'd like to call a dash. Now, normally we probably wouldn't talk about idle animations unless they already have some from their original game, but since Sora has a couple, we think it's worth mentioning. One of his idle animations has him wrap his hands behind his neck. This is a classic he has from other Kingdom Hearts games as well, and it suits his personality. The cool thing about his idle animations is that he also pulls out his weapon in one of them. Some characters in Genshin, like Ayaka and Kaya, pull out their weapons as well. With his second idle animation, Sora summons his Keyblade and puts it over his shoulder. Characters shouldn't have 2 idle animations, and Sora happens to have 2 idle animations in Kingdom Hearts 3? Wow! This is perfect! This is like it's scripted out for us and meant to be! With the introduction of the What If series, we're hoping to bring other medias, like games, movies, and even anime into the game we all know and love, Genshin Impact. At the beginning of your journey, players find out that Ether and Lumine are twin travelers that visited different worlds. It wasn't until they tried to leave Teyvat that they were separated by an unknown god. Kingdom Hearts is a perfect title because throughout the games you encounter many different worlds, including Disney ones, so Sora joining a game like Genshin isn't too far off. While this project took a lot of time and research, it was nonetheless a lot of fun for us, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. The concepts provided in this video were carefully thought out to best portray the Kingdom Hearts and Genshin feeling. In other words, to make sense for both games. Though unofficial, we hope that throughout the What If series we can help fans reminisce about some of their favorite franchises. I know this definitely helped me relive my favorite title of all time, Kingdom Hearts, especially with all the research I had to do. Sora also happens to be my favorite character, but let us know what other types of games you guys previously played and which character specifically you want to see make an appearance in the What If series. I'm curious to know what you guys think and who you would pick, so do tell in the comment section below. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to also turn on that notification bell so you don't miss on any newly released videos. I've been Johnity, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one.